Welcome to the Married Game Podcast with a voice you trust when it comes to lust, and we are who you hire when she lacks desire. You're coming here for answers, and have no fear. Our first question of the day is, why did the intimacy disappear? What a big question that so many men have in today's age. At the end of 2025, heading into 2026, the modern American male, at least 8.7 out of 10, or 87% of men, are not happy with the quantity or quality of sex inside their marriage. And to most of them, they feel like it disappeared. Maybe that's you. Maybe you're saying, fuck, Keith, I feel like I made a good decision when I got married, but now that I've been married a while, I'm really regretting it. And I don't want to get out of my marriage because everything other than the sex is great. We get along, she's cool, we're happy, whatever. But when it comes to this particular topic, the intimacy, the horniness, the lust, the pleasure, the desire, the debauchery, the sensuality, it's almost like it's no longer there. And there's a pressure mounting inside of you and you don't know what to do. If you're like most men, you feel stuck. You don't know where to go. If you're hearing this podcast, this might be one, or it might be one of very few where there's somebody giving you straight truth, albeit maybe a little hard hitting, but it's a question on almost every guy's mind. And why the answers have progressively gotten worse and worse over time, it beats me because the answer is very simple. Are you ready? She's not attracted to you anymore. No, Keith. I'm good looking. I know. No. Like we do have sex. It's not that she's not, like we're not having it. She's just not that into it. I know. Attraction doesn't necessarily mean do you have beautiful biceps and abs and are you good looking? Yeah, that you might have a physical attractiveness, but I'm talking about the soul level attractiveness that made her giddy to set up a date with you, that made her excited to talk to her mom and her sister and her best friend about the date she was about to go on with you or the second or third date. It was the inside thing that was causing her to lean in when 2 to 3 months into it, you're wondering, hey, is this going to get exclusive? She's wondering, talking to her friends, I think this is pretty serious. He might be the one. And there's this depth of soul matter that she is feeling connected with your soul at that time. Now, why does this erode? Well, there's fundamental reasons why it erodes, but let me tell you what you've probably done or you're in the neighborhood of doing, and it's something like this. When she met you, she was attracted to you, which means she's pulled in. When people are attracted, they lean in. When people are repelled, they lean out. So when you lean in, when she leaned in the beginning, she was radically attracted to you, who you are. Yeah, maybe she liked your abs and biceps, and maybe you still have those. But if she feels like she's not connecting with your soul, she doesn't want to give you her whole. That's it. So what happens is you probably did one of two things, or if you're like me, you did both. And it was simple. You either stopped doing the attractive things that when she met you, she says, wow, it's attractive. And for guys, it can be gain a bunch of weight, no longer be as driven in their hobbies, no longer hanging out with guy friends, no longer exceeding and excelling in their business. They start giving up these things that made them attractive. So they stop doing the attractive things. There's various reasons why. And then they start doing unattractive things. You start to now pout. You start to act pathetic. You start to want her to have pity on you. You start to expect her to wash your clothes, cook your food, drive your children everywhere, wait on you hand and foot, and basically, why the fuck aren't you in lingerie when I get home? You've developed an entitled mentality. It's almost as if you think you ran through the finish line when you said I do, not understanding that you actually are just in the starting blocks. And that now, short-term attraction land is over. She knows everything about you. which is okay. Most people would call this the honeymoon phase. You probably heard that. And you've been brainwashed into believing that the first 2 years of marriage are going to be the best sex of your life. And once it starts to go downhill, well, that's it. That's just the honeymoon phase. That's how it goes. And you probably have said stupid shit, like I used to say, to your buddies, I'm married, man. Like that phase and that stage and that season, that age of my life is over. I feel for you because I was there. And I had no hope. I had no idea what the fuck to do. Not realizing that it was all on me to create something that maybe this is the first time you've heard about it, called long-term attraction, where the attraction grows with time. The longer you're together, the sex gets better because you're more in union, more intimate, more at one. You're more together. Your souls have meshed even more. And the only way it gets better and the sex gets better is when you start to have soul sex. When you are giving to each other and exceeding and receiving and accepting from each other all this love that you can give to each other because you desire to serve and please and make the other one feel fucking amazing. And that's what you loved when your wife treated you that way sexually. But because she's lost attraction for you, she's like, I'm sorry, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. I'll give it to you because I know you need to be serviced, but shit, I don't really want to do it. And there, as a man, you're going, fuck, I want to be wanted. What happened to the lady that wanted me? So you ask, well, how did the intimacy disappear? You started turning off the spigot. Started doing unattractive things. So he started to repel. Ugh. Man, he's not as clean as he used to be. Man, when I met him, he always smelled good and he was dressed good. Now he's running around in gym shorts and gym shirt and he's like half sweaty and he's showing up for date night that he barely even planned and didn't even plan. And what's happening is you look like you're a low effort guy into the relationship. So you're making no investment into saying to this human being, I value you. I think you're rad. And when I'm with you, I'm radically present. You've stopped doing all that. That's what I stopped doing. So my wife, what happened is all those feel-good chemicals, you know, the ones where you're about ready to text and you're like, got the butterflies and you're all fucking pumped. And you're like, oh my God, it's on. That chemical starts to drain of its own if you are not putting logs into the long-term attraction fire. It starts to drain. Here's the crazy thing. When you actually learn what levers actually turn her into long-term attraction and what cause her to have long-term attraction, there's 3 major levers, something that I teach deeply and go really deep into in our Married Game program. When you learn how to turn those 3 levers, what happens is the chemical starts to fill back up without her knowing it and her not being able to stop it. Why? We don't choose who we're attracted to. Your wife didn't choose who she was attracted to. She wasn't like, let me think. Does this logically make sense? No, there was something that you did, said, or were that caused her to go, what the fuck is this? Oh my God, I'm looking at my text, waiting for him to text back. Oh my God, I can't wait to go on a date with him. That will start to fill back up without her being able to deny it. Don't believe me? Okay. You don't have to, but the shit you're trying right now isn't working. So if you want to continue to be pouty, or if you want to have the talk and ask her, why the fuck don't you like me? I thought, aren't you supposed to? That doesn't work. She wants you to be who you are. You probably stopped making decisions. Probably started asking her, where do you want to go for dinner? She goes, I don't know. And you go, I don't know. And you're basically like this person that's trying to suck up for sex. And that's really unattractive. So the bottom line is the reason it disappeared is because you don't understand long-term attraction. You tried all your tricks, and then you went and you probably listened to your pastor or some other person on YouTube giving you a bunch of bullshit advice, well-meaning, big hearts, but not very experienced in understanding how it really works. And maybe you tried to do more around the house. You tried to take her out. And you're like, date night's the answer. Date night is not the answer if she's on a date with someone she's not attracted to. Hello. If I put you in front of a date and she was 600 pounds and smelled like 3 weeks old sushi, would you be like, wow, fucking date night? No, you'd be like, I'm not interested. That's why she doesn't want to go on a date with you. I mean, that's how she looks at you. She's repulsed by you. She's not attracted to you. So what do you do about that? Well, you go to marriedgame.com You watch a video there, and then you jump on with us, and we help you walk through so you can see, oh shit, I'm fucking this, I'm fucking this, I'm fucking this up, and then I know what levers to actually switch. So that's why the intimacy has disappeared, and you know, you were her type. So if you become the most attractive version of you again, you will be her type again, and you can get that attraction back.
Next question: can a marriage survive without sex?
Ooh, can a marriage survive without sex? The answer is, why the fuck would you want it to? Why would you want it to? So I don't think it can unless you guys are both asexual. And if that's the case, you wouldn't be listening to this podcast. So can a marriage survive without sex? Here's kind of, I'm getting some energy off of this question. And it feels like it's a guy who's not getting sex. And he's looking for some sort of a reason or excuse for him to take out of his brain that he needs it. And like there's this voice in you that's denying you what you really want inside. And what you really want inside is for your wife to absolutely fucking desire you and to come on to you and to initiate and to have her orgasming, howling like a fucking werewolf in the middle of the night as she claws your back to pieces. That's what you really want. So why don't we just get into that mode? Can it survive? Why would you want it to? And who told you that that would be an option? You already know in your heart of hearts that's not an option. Who told you that your desires are devilish or bad? Who told you that you wanting these things is wrong? Who told you and who convinced you? Why would you buy that bag of bullshit if you know deep in your heart you don't want that? Why? Probably because it's really difficult to be so fucking attractive that a woman would actually act that way towards you. That's probably why. And that seems like a mountain that nobody can climb or that nobody has climbed. In fact, let me ask you a question. How many people do you know where the dude and the girl and the dude and the woman, the dude and the wife, the husband and the wife, the partners, whoever the fuck they are so radically aware of each other and care for each other and want to make sure each other's filled, and they both look happy as shit doing it? My guess is if you're like everybody, 0 or maybe 1. How fucking sad is that? So because you haven't seen the thing that you actually want, you believe it doesn't exist. I'm here to tell you it fucking exists. It actually exists. And that's the whole reason I jump on this camera and this microphone and yelling it to you to go, whoa, 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 whoa. Did you have a desire that you wanted to be totally fucking desired by your wife? Yeah, you're not wrong for that. Oh, don't let anybody tell you that that's bad. No, that's actually how you were fucking built. So to get you out of the can it survive without sex, the fucking thing is, why would you want it to? What would be the purpose of that? Why the fuck would you want that? And actually, let's turn it and go, hey, what do you actually really want? Most men are afraid to admit their desire to be desired. They're afraid to admit their actual sexual desires because they're afraid of being judged by their wife. And your wife has probably made you feel like a pervert at this point. Is that all you think about? That's you. Have you heard that? Is that all you think about? Let me tell you why she's saying that. She doesn't care that all you think about is sex. She thinks, and what she cares about is that you only see her as a sexual object, and the only time you put investment into her is when you want sex. That's what she doesn't care. My wife knows I love sex. We have lots of sex, and sex is a part of our regular life. But I don't just look at her as a sex object. I look at her as my best friend. I look at her as a confidant that I can share some cool shit with. I look at her as the person that I go, you're not going to believe this win we had today. I look at her as a person and go, if I'm going to go somewhere and I'm going to get lost with somebody, I want to be this lady. And she knows that. I love the whole of her, not just the hole in her. And that's when she thinks, God, he only just wants me for my vagina, is when she starts to resist that. And that's when she starts to say, all you want is sex. And then you start to feel bad, like, well, fuck, maybe all I want is sex. Well, maybe I should just not want sex. And can I survive? Is a marriage okay to survive for sex? You fucking tell me. This is the problem. You're looking for a higher authority to tell you what you can and cannot want. Fuck that. That's not real. That's not life. And that is not why God put you on this earth. He didn't say, hey, go in and check in with everybody to see what you want. No, that desire is a seed inside of you that you are called to water. You are called to tend. You are called to fight back any negative thought, emotion, idea, or philosophy that says you're evil for wanting it. Fuck you. I'm not buying that. You can buy it. I decided not to buy it. So therefore, it led me down a path where I divorced my first wife because I realized I'm not attracted to this lady. Great gal. You might think she's cute. And I'm not saying she's not, but her spirit for mine did not line up. So I had to make the very difficult decision to go, I don't care what the church says. I don't care what your fucking book says. I don't care what the pastor says. I don't want to be any of you guys, and I definitely don't want this life. So I'm going to make a decision to follow my heart, to chase after that desire that was planted deep inside of me. And I'm not fucking denying it, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm believing this thing. And guess what? I made a lot of difficult decisions doing this. And I'm the one on the top of the fucking mountain telling you exactly how it works. Why? Because I got it. A wife who fucking loves me, the best sex life I could ever dream of, and if I wanted more, I could fucking get more. Abundant. She loves the shit out of me. Have you ever seen the way she fucking looks at me on this show? I'm telling you, open your eyes and try and at least get some of that gunk and dirt and bullshit that society, culture, and church has weighed you down to think that you're some sort of fucking bad dude for wanting to fuck your wife. Now, you're an idiot for wanting her to fuck you if you're not fuckable. But that's fixable. That's the fixable part. So I'm not looking for a man to tell me what I can and can't want. I'm not going to hurt anybody. I'm not going to go have my desires become something that's going to hurt another human being. I trust myself, and I have a really long record of doing that. So what do you want? When are you willing to stop asking everybody else what you should want? And when are you willing to fucking get real with yourself? And go, this is my desire. And guess what? It's my destiny to pull it off. You can come with me. You don't have to come with me. I'm not putting you under any of the burden I feel for myself. The burden I feel for myself is to answer the true inner GPS within inside my heart. And guess what? It's given me every fucking thing I wanted. So that's why I share with you, dude, no, a marriage can't survive without sex. Why the fuck would you want it? Now let's find out what you actually want, and you become the guy to get it. Capiche? Good. So there you have it. Listen, if you've loved what you've heard, don't be a turd and spread the word. I know that this message is not being told in very many spots, if any. Why? Because this is my story. This is my take. And I have the fruit to be able to feel very, very confident that if you follow the way I'm teaching you how to live, you will get the same thing as well. So based off this, if you're hearing these words and you're going, fuck, I've never heard anybody talk like this and it's bringing hope to me, why wouldn't you share that with a guy that you know that's also going through the same thing? And every one of you knows another guy who's going through the exact same fucking thing as you, but you're not talking about it because you guys are both ashamed. No problem. Just go, hey, I heard this psychopath on this podcast. You might want to take a listen. We'll take it from there. If you need help and you're hearing these things and you go, I need to go deeper. I need to figure out what this philosophy really is. I need to know how this works. I want my backbone and my ball sack back, Keith. I don't blame you. Life is very, very different when you got your backbone and your ball sack back. So how do you do that? Go to marriedgame.com. Or if you're a reader and you want to be sitting on the shitter for a few mornings and read a good book, go to marriedgamebook.com and you can read it there. Either way, don't be the guy that's like, I'm mad about this and I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm just going to complain. Complainers are absolutely fucking pussies. And that's why your wife doesn't want you. Because she's probably not a lesbian, and she thinks you're a pussy. Therefore, she's not attracted to you. And as always, keep crushing it, because that shit is contagious.